is the day the broken dump truck goes on its maiden voyage. From obsolete parts, a lack of understanding this 1998 technology, we are just a few zip ties away from taking this thing on its very first test drive. Shout out to the OGs of this project that we literally had it locked up on video one. The thing wouldn't even move, the truck wouldn't even run, the dump bed wouldn't even lift, and people were giving up hope on this old gem. I say we're some zip ties away because we have lines that we undid and some cables that are up against the muffler or drive shaft, and we don't want that to happen. Optimistically, I'm going to say this guy is going to have a great first test drive, even though we're not going to go that far. And TikTok doesn't like it if you're driving and videoing, so we're going to have video from afar. Hop on into our toolbox where we should find some zip ties. Forbid this thing does have a nice first test drive, I think it might earn itself a full service front to back, fluids and everything. Looks like many moons ago, this line used to go up into this rusted out holder. That at least gets the hydraulic lines off the ground and out of the way. Now time for the PTO cables. Ironically, the reason the last one went bad is because it melted against here and the cable got melted to the housing, because that's the muffler that gets hot. I wonder if we can actually put this up above here somehow. We got these all nice and zip tied up out of here. And honestly, it's not perfect because the main reason is, spoiler alert, this will all get cut off of here because we are going to completely sandblast and repaint this entire truck frame bed, the whole 9 yards. A lot of these will end up getting cut out of the way to get in between everything and get back in the frame. Oh, we got a little spoiler alert over here. Another little thing that's going to happen. I don't know how it's going to happen because if you look at the difference, but this is going to happen. We're going to do one quick service because it is super simple and easy. That has been waiting for us inside the truck, which would be this stack right here. They really aren't that bad. If we're going to do it, we're going to do it. And honestly, you never realize how bad they actually are until you put them up against the new. Especially this inner. An inner should honestly never look that bad. Wow. Glad we're doing it. Fresh new inner goes inside. I hope. Yeah, there we go. Then the outer comes along here. Goes, actually, before we do that, hold on 1 second. You always know the secret when putting filters on, no matter what filter it is. Date the filter was installed and the mile. Yes, believe it or not, this thing only has 50,000 miles on it. That's why I'm so adamant to make this thing nice. And the last little step is the outer air filter gets the same treatment. Truck's been sitting here, so let's check it over for leaves anywhere, anything falling down in the exhaust manifold, nothing that can possibly become an issue once we're actually driving up to temp. I do question what this orange wire is for, but we're just going to wrap that back around where it was. The airbox cap, I don't know what goes in there, if they're like wing nuts or what, because that is what they go into, and right now this thing just kind of sits on here. I see a bare wire here, so I wonder if that maybe at one point did go to that wire that we found just hanging around. I don't know, we'll do some wire cleanup on this thing one day, but right now, that is not our focus. Our fuel gauge shows E. Let's see if that's even true or not. Well, it's got some fuel in there. It is definitely low. Maybe that is correct. Tell you what, though, I do not like how rusty that looks in there. Let's head to the woods and find a fuel gauge for us to use. Clean it up a little bit and see how much fuel we got. So probably about 5 inches off the tank. That should be enough to do what we got to do. Because after seeing that, I think we're definitely going to be draining these tanks, so no need to put more fuel in it just to end up throwing it away. Washer fluid level, pretty good. Engine oil level in the safe zone. Mind you, all these fluids are going to get changed. Engine coolant level, actually, I don't even see any in there. Maybe we're just being deceived. No, that looks dry. Looks like some squirrels or mice have been hanging out in here. Get some of this inside of here, make it nice and happy again. Oh, whoops, that is concentrate. We want 50-50. It looked a little thick going in there. That looks a little better. Probably going to take whatever's left of this thing. It says right now it's full, but chances are we'll run this. It'll drink a little bit, and we'll have to add a little bit more. For the first time since I took these off months ago, let's strap the hood down. Well, wish me luck. I know this thing's no powerhouse, but it's acting really, really lazy, and it has a lot of smoke, so we're going to throw in some injector cleaner here since we're already driving it. Might as well give a good dose of this. Now it's acting like it's gonna stall out here. What's going on? Huh. I have suspicion on what that just was. This fuel filter housing was leaking before, way back in there. You can see some diesel dripping off of it. I wonder if it's not making good pressure because of that. Down in here, you can see a hand primer, so let's try pushing that. And if it starts, we'll know that was the problem. Okay, it's a little firmer now. Let's go ahead and try it. Contact. Yep, I would say that's a problem. And it stalled out on us. I'm fairly certain to say either we got a clogged fuel filter or that entire assembly, just all the air inside of there is not good. Bad news is tonight this ride is over. Good news is I already have a whole new fuel filter housing I was planning on doing when I wanted to do the service, but just became a little bit sooner. It may not be running right now, but you got to give that look some credit. That just has a mean look to it. I'm so glad we chose those headlights.